What is up, and welcome back to the Cocktail Bar. Today we're going to be continuing my series of my 7 favorite cocktails per spirits, and we're going over the next one, which is going to be gin. So today I have Waterloo number 9 and Bar Hill. Waterloo is made by Treaty Oak, the same people that did the bourbon for our bourbon video. So go on ahead, check these out. This is a Old Tom gin. Well, this is a classic gin. Old Tom, I believe, is aged in barrels, which is what gives it its almost bourbon-like color and more aged taste. All right, with that, we know what we're doing already. We know the drill, so let's go on ahead and get started with some mixing. Cocktail number 1 plus 1.5 is the Martini, but we're also going to do the original version of the Martini called the Martinez. Now the differences between the two are, first of all, the type of gin they use, the Martini using classic and the Martinez using Old Tom, but also the vermouth, with the Martini using dry and the Martinez using sweet. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll show you how to make it. We'll start off with a classic Martini. We're going to use half an ounce of dry vermouth, 2 ounces of our gin. Put the ice in there, and then just do a nice stir. You really want this, as I said with the vodka Martini, it's the same. You want it to be practically frozen, so I'm using a nice chilled glass for this. Once that's ready, just strain it straight in there. And then garnish for this could be an olive or lemon twist. I like to do lemon. I think it adds a nice freshness to it. Alright, with the Martini done, we can move on to the Martinez. First thing we're going to do is a couple dashes of orange bitters. And then the same specs as our Martini. Half an ounce of sweet vermouth and 2 ounces of our Old Tom gin. Give that a nice stir. This one doesn't have to be quite as frozen as the Martini, but you still want it to be nice and cold. Strain it in. And with this one, there is no debate. It gets a lemon twist. Very small lemons today. So there you have cocktail number 1 and 1.5, the Martini and the Martinez. Highly recommend trying this one if you haven't. Cocktail number 2, we have the Negroni. This is a very simple equal parts cocktail. We're going to start off with 1 ounce of sweet vermouth, 1 ounce of our Campari, have to open that up a bit, 1 ounce of our gin. We'll give this guy a light stir, but you don't want to overmix this one. we're just going to drop in a nice big rock. And simple garnish for this guy gets orange peel. Italy's finest, cocktail number 2, the Negroni. Cocktail number 3, we have the Tom Collins. Let's get started. We're going to do equal parts, 3/4 an ounce of lemon juice and simple syrup. And then 2 ounces of our Old Tom gin. I'm doing the classic recipe, which uses Old Tom gin, kind of in the name of Tom Collins, but regular gin is just fine. And then this cocktail gets what's known as a whip shake, meaning we take a small thing of ice and just drop it in there, and we just shake it with that. And you just shake this until that ice is all the way dissolved in the drink. We're just lightly cooling it down. Once you stop hearing it, that's when it's ready. Just going to pour this straight into our rocks glass. And then top it with some soda water. And then this cocktail gets 2 garnishes. First one, we're going to use a Luxardo cherry. Just drop that in there. And then the second one is an orange wedge. I like to spear my straw through it. Just drop it in there. And there you go. Cocktail number 3, the Tom Collins. Cocktail number 4 rivals the Tom Collins for my favorite gin cocktail. We got the Gimlet. We're gonna do 1/2 ounce of simple syrup, a full ounce of lime juice, and 2 ounces of our gin. Shake it up. And just strain it. The delicious and refreshing Gimlet, aka for today's purposes, cocktail number 4. Cocktail number 5, we have a deliciously tart number known as the Bramble. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a couple blackberries and throw them at the bottom of our muddler. And we're going to take 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. And we're going to start off by muddling those. Really make sure that you crush all of them. I love the color and taste of blackberries. Just hate eating them. Then we do 1 ounce of lemon juice, because this is a variation on the fix. 2 ounces of our gin. We're going to do a quick whip shake on this one, similar to the Tom Collins. So you shake until that ice is melted. Now the Bramble has a beautiful color. We're just going to top this off with some crushed ice. Make a little snow cone at the top. And we're going to garnish this baby with a blackberry on top. So there you go. Cocktail number 5, the Bramble. Cocktail number 6, we're doing a Ramos Gin Fizz. This is widely agreed upon as probably the hardest cocktail to make. So, let's get started. Alright, we're going to start off by cracking an egg white in the big tin. There we go. And what makes the Ramos special is the inclusion of a bit of heavy cream in with that egg yolk. Now for the actual cocktail specs. We're going to do 1/2 ounce of lime juice, half an ounce of lemon, half an ounce of simple syrup. I have to make more of this stuff. 2 ounces of our gin. This puppy gets a particularly hard dry shake. I'm going to be here for a while, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about this cocktail. It's a New Orleans classic that used to be seen as so hard and work intensive to make that the original process included one bartender handing it to another bartender and so on and so forth until it was finally ready. Alright, not quite there yet. I told you this one, you need a lot of moxie. All right. And we're going to take a rock. We're just going to cool it down a little bit. Before you ask, yes, this does count as your arm workout for the week. We're gonna fill this puppy with ice. All right. Then we're going to strain this baby into the drink. Now we're going to put this in the freezer for about 5 minutes and let the meringue solidify on top. So we'll be back. We're back. As you can see, the drink has solidified, at least the meringue has. But a little test you can do is you should be able to put the straw in and it stands still. And apparently that tells you if you're a good bartender, so looks like I passed the test. Finally, to make this a Ramos Gin Fizz, pour soda water down the straw until the foam is just at the top. And there you go. The hardest and most work-intensive cocktail known to man. Cocktail number 6, the Ramos Gin Fizz. For the final cocktail today, I've got a very interesting colored one known as the Aviation number 1. Now, as for the reason it's the number 1, it's because of the main ingredient, creme de violette. Now, this isn't always available, so for times that this isn't in it, the number 2 was invented. Let's start us off though, because we do have it. We're going to use half an ounce creme de violette. That's going to give it a really beautiful color. Half an ounce maraschino liqueur. 2 ounces of gin. And half to 3/4 an ounce lemon juice. This cocktail's color really will blow people away. Has that nice blue. And mimicking the maraschino liqueur, you want to have nice Luxardo cherry for garnish. And there you go. Cocktail number 7, the Aviation number 1. Gin is such a beautiful product, and while a lot of people don't like it on its own because of the strong pine flavor it can have, when you mix it with the right ingredients, it can really become one of the most refreshing spirits that you can have in a bar. So I really highly recommend go try out a lot of these cocktails. And I have plenty more gin cocktails if you want to see a part 2 for this one. So with that being said, thank you for coming to the cocktail bar once again. And to everybody, cheers and have a good night.